Well, back in March, a two-bill legislative package that would modify the Michigan merit curriculum was presented to the House Education Committee. The new wrinkle would provide more flexibility for high school students to pursue vocational training in the classroom. ABC 10's Rick Tarsitano went to one school, and they're already ahead of the curve.
Everybody has glasses on, right?
Kevin Bell has been teaching industrial education for the past 22 years, but it wasn't until recently that he became a certified welder at NMU, allowing him to teach a vocational education class in the same discipline.
Negaunee has always had a really good industrial arts program, and the tradition that we've had here, we're trying to keep that going.
Bell is a Negaunee grad himself and was inspired by his predecessor's ability to immerse students in the topic by handing over the reins, something he strives to emulate in every lesson plan.
Not very often will I lecture very long. It's more hands-on, where they go from the classroom into the lab setting and actually do what we've talked about.
This rod's called 6011, and the 60 in it holds 60,000 pounds per square inch.
And students end up doing a lot, which keeps them hungry for more.
Being able to do something with your hands and being able to work with different tools and not just having to read out of a book and take notes, and it's nice to be able to do different things like that.
Like working in conjunction with the school's leadership program to visit jobs in the real world.
People are telling us what they do on a daily basis and what interests people have in the community and how we can continue to help people in different ways.
One venture that incorporated their welding ability was the Grind Rail project for this past winter's downtown rail jam.
They gave us the metal for it, and we designed the angles and cut the angles and welded it together, and it was nice to see that our work paid off and helped other people to have a fun time.
The welding program fosters those types of creative yet practical endeavors.
We promote that. Like if a kid has something on his truck, like a bumper or something that he wants to get repaired, you know, those are the hands-on things that will let them do that.
Those little lines in there that make it look like you have like a row of dimes,
yeah,
that's what you want.
And in between those proactive projects, Bell implements welding coupons that hone students' ability to bring designs to life through a guided lesson plan.
He'll give us a sheet of a drawing to make, and we go ahead on our computer-aided drafting program, and we draw it up, and then we can take the part down here and make it in the metal shop, and then you actually have a part in hand. So it's pretty cool to see it actually all come together.
There's a few that really that's their career. They want to be welders, but a lot of them will use it as a tool to get into something else.
Most importantly, it gives students the chance to see the connection between the classroom and the work they've poured themselves into.
When you're working in a book, you get an A on your paper or a sticker on your paper. It's nice to be able to use something that you've made and see that people appreciate what you've made.
That appreciation goes far beyond the classroom. In part 2 of our look at vocational education, we'll explore the CAD program and how it's garnered Negaunee national attention. Reporting for ABC 10 and CW5, I'm Rick Tarsitano.
On a financial note that really hits close to home, as the nation's student loan debt climbs higher and closer to the $1 trillion mark, well, parents are beginning to wonder what the true value of a college diploma is worth. ABC 10's Rick Tarsitano delves into that issue with a look at a vocational education program right here in the UP that is starting to turn some heads.
Yeah, that one's going to go on the edge.
While it may have looked like something you'd make in art class, this spaghetti bridge held more than 70 times its weight.
That's just over 7 pounds. I know, that's pretty good.
The computer-aided design, or CAD program, houses 60 students ranging from freshmen to seniors, most of which are vying for their vocational education certification. They start out with the basics, learning board drafting and navigating the CAD system.
The motor, and then there's a motor holder.
Sophomore year, we get to do battle bots. That was one of the coolest things ever.
That's when we start with Inventor, which is a lot more 3D modeling and working with mechanical parts.
And they're beyond proficient in that platform. It took one student mere minutes to design my camera with nothing to go off of except the naked eye. By the time junior year rolls around, they take a bit more of a pragmatic approach, designing load-bearing bridges made of pasta before making the leap to wooden replicas.
There's a lot to learn. We're using a program called the West Point Bridge Designer. You can go ahead and make your design right on the computer and test the load and see if it holds, and shows where all your compression and tensile strength members are and everything, and it's pretty sweet to see.
Then it's time for the big show, where students construct big bridges that can hold a ton. Well, almost half a ton to be exact.
I think this is a 700-pound one right here.
Oh my gosh. I've watched people build the bridges since I was a freshman, and I'm really excited to get to build my own and see how it works, and I mean, hopefully we do as well as people have in the past.
Those are some big shoes to fill. This year, 2 squads comprised of 6 seniors took on 66 teams from 38 states at the national competition in Rhode Island. But they were their own fiercest competition, taking home first and second place honors. Not only did they have to engineer and design a bridge,
They had to also come up with a PowerPoint presentation and a 35-page written proposal to get into it. So that involves a lot of our other classes in English, in math.
especially geometry, drawing the angles for different parts and everything. It ties hand in hand with this kind of stuff.
that's the Voc Ed program at its core, embodying the essence of the Michigan Department of Education's 4 career and college-ready standards.
Over here now we have a 3D printer where we can actually print some of these things out and see where they'll be used. It's not just theoretical things, it's real world stuff that you get to work with.
At the competition, we got to talk to a bunch of different DOT officials, Department of Transportation officials, and got to talk about the bridge and got to hear some of their feedback on what we were doing, all positive feedback.
After this year, 8 welding and 6 CAD students will be certified and on their way to a career in a similar field. It's crucial that these types of programs get the financial support they need to give the future workforce a glimpse of a brighter tomorrow. Reporting for ABC 10 and CW5, I'm Rick Tarsitano.